This video was sponsored by Flagmaker & Print, the world's first free online flag making and printing service. More on that later. Hello again, esteemed vexillographers, and welcome back to our new video series called Vexillology Basics. In this video series, I will explain the basic rules and terminology used in vexillology and flag design principles. After that, I will make a few videos on fictional world building and creating your own nations and flags. Let's dive right into it. What is vexillology? Vexillology is the study of flags. The word is a synthesis of the Latin word vexillum, which means flag, and the Greek word logos, which means study. The term vexillography is also used, which is then a Latin translation of vexillum, flag, and the Greek verb graphos, which means to draw, to sketch, or to write. Vexillology then refers to the study of flag design, and vexillography refers to the actual designing of the flag. The two terms are used fairly interchangeably in many cases. So to keep it simple, let's remember that vexillology is study of flag design theory and vexillography is the flag design practice. The term vexillology was first coined in 1959 in the wake of the first establishing of vexillological organizations. Up until the late 60s, the vexillology field was very fragmented. Vexillology organizations were nation-based and were generally commissions of historical researchers and designers in charge of that particular nation's heraldry and flag design. In 1969, however, an international vexillological organization was formed in Texas. This organization was simply called the International Federation of Vexillological Associations. The FIAV, as it is commonly abbreviated, is the overarching organization combining many national centers and hosts a biannual congress on flag design. Shown on screen is the sheet bend knot symbol and flag designed for the FIAV by Klaas Sierksma. The 29th Congress will be held in Ljubljana in July of 2021 and has its own flag design based on the Slovenian national flag as shown here. It is a public secret that my life goal is to become chairman of the FIAV. That's right, YouTubers in the FIAV. A new generation is coming. Vexillology Terminology. In order to be able to design and talk about vexillography effectively, we need a set of defined terminology specific to our field. Simple terms like width and length aren't useful in flag design, as flags can be horizontal or vertical depending on in which position they are flown. It is for this reason that the Vexillological Association developed terms like hoist or fly. Let's start at the beginning. Flags are in essence canvas flown from a flagpole. Therefore, the full front of a flag is called the field. The field is divided in left and right portions. We always talk about flags with the flagpole left and flying in horizontal position. Therefore, the left-hand side of the flag, the one attached to the flagpole, is called the hoist side. The right-hand side of the flag, the one which flies freely, is called the fly side. The strip of canvas reinforcing the attachments to the flagpole are called the heading. Symbols or emblems may be present on a flag. These heraldic devices are called charges. Heraldry is a complex affair that has its own terminology that we will dive into in a later video. If you want to get fancy, the golden rim of a flag is called a fringe. Small knots hanging from a flagpole are called tassels, and an insignia on top of the flagpole is called a finial. The finial can be anything from a Christian cross to a spear-like attachment that we often see in military parades, for example. We describe a field in terms of length and width. As flags can take many shapes and sizes, flags must be described in terms of proportions and not absolute measurements. I will talk more about this in the later parts of this video called flag construction. Flag patterns. Flags can have a multitude of patterns. Here is a glossary of the most common ones. Canton. A canton is 1/4 of a flag's field, usually in the top left corner. This is also described as canton hoist or canton sinister, sinister being the Latin word for left. Popular examples are the Australian flag and New Zealand flags, which feature the British Union Jack in their canton. This is a holdover from their days as British colonies, and many debates are ongoing on designing a new flag for these countries that does not feature the British flag. Some of these designs are outright excellent, and I hope to talk about them in a future video called The New Flags of Australia and New Zealand. Pales. Pales refers to flags divided along their width, most often in 3 bands. Popular flags include the Republican tricolores, like those of Italy, France, Belgium, and various South African nations. A simple trick to remember this term is to think of pales as poles. They stand upright. Fesses. The fesses flag with horizontal bands represents a focus on authority over republicanism. They are most common in old European monarchies such as Austria, Germany, Russia, and others. Quarter-leaf flags feature checkered patterns, often combined with an English cross. Popular examples include the flag of the Dominican Republic and various German states. Border. Border flags feature a trim along the edges, often associated with a heraldic device or classical medieval flags. Classical examples include the war flag of the Holy Roman Empire, which featured a checkered border of yellow and black. Saltire. The saltire flag is crossed across both her diagonals. Popular examples include Scotland and Wales. Bends. The bends flag is crossed across a single diagonal, most often starting from the bottom at the hoist side and traveling upwards. Popular examples include the flag of the Democratic Republic of the Congo or the flag of the Spanish partisan faction CNT-FAI. Chevron. The chevron flag features a triangle crossing half of the flag. Popular examples include the flag of Cuba and various other Caribbean states. Pal. The pal flag is a combination of the chevron with the saltire. The flag of South Africa is a great example as it merges a complex set of identities and features. 3 of the flag's colors were taken from the flag of the South African Republic and the Union Jack, while the remaining 3 colors were taken from the flag of the African National Congress. Therefore, the flag of South Africa has no less than 6 symbolic colors in it, which is incredible. The South African flag is a notoriously complex and brilliant design. Just listen to her description. A horizontal bicolor of red and blue with a black isosceles triangle based on the hoist side and a green pal, a central green band that splits into a horizontal Y centered over the partition lines and was edged in both white against the red and blue bands and yellow or gold against the triangle, in which the arms of the Y end at the corners of the hoist and embrace the triangle on the hoist side. Phew. We will revisit the flag of South Africa as a case study in the construction segment of this video. Symmetric cross. The symmetric cross, sometimes referred to as the English cross, is a split across both hoist and fly side. The flag of England is a good example. The flag of England features a red English cross on a field of white. The Scandinavian cross, sometimes referred to as the Nordic cross, is a cross with the hoist vertical, placed on 1/3 of the flag's length. This flag is commonly used in Nordic countries such as Sweden, Finland, Norway, and some of the Norwegian islands. Greek cross. The Greek cross is sometimes wrongfully referred to as the Swiss cross. The symbol actually grew from the Orthodox Christian Church and predates the formation of Switzerland by at least a couple centuries. Fimbriation. Fimbriation simply refers to an outline or stroke of a shape. The South African pal, for example, is fimbriated in yellow and white. 5 principles of good flag design. Now that we have our basic terminology out of the way, we can talk about the principles of good flag design. Flag design has rules to it, although there are many offenders, such as most of the US state flags. The 5 simple rules of vexillology go as follows. Keep it simple. Flags have to be symbol and recognizable. The rising sun is a national symbol of Japan and is wonderfully represented in this simple but effective flag. Use meaningful symbolism. The crescent and star are the symbols of the Ummah, or Muslim peoples of the world. The red and white refer to Turkey specifically, as one nation under God. The flag of Japan we talked about earlier is also a very good example. Japan, often referred to as the country of the rising sun. Another great, but more complex example is the flag of South Korea, also known as the Taegukgi. The Taegukgi has 3 parts to it. A white rectangular background, a red and blue Taeguk in its center, and 4 black trigrams toward each corner. The circle in the flag's center represents balance in the universe. The red half represents positive cosmic forces, and the blue half represents the opposite, negative cosmic forces. It's a brilliant set of complex interlocking meaning and symbolism, creating a very beautiful flag. Use only 2 or 3 basic colors. This is not the most important rule in my opinion, as some of the best flags in the world offend this principle. Good examples are the tricolor Republican flags of Europe. The tricolor, or tri-band Republican flag of France, represents the national values of the French Revolution: equality, brotherhood, and freedom. No lettering or seals. US state and county flags are notorious for offending vexillology principles to a large degree, though there are a lot of projects for reworked flags underway. The blue bedsheet and lettering flags are a common gripe among vexillophiles. We hope that you will be inspired to join the ongoing campaign to redesign the broken flags of most US states. Write to your senators. Be distinctive or be related. The flag of Italy references the French Revolution as the birth of her own republic, but switches out the French color for decidedly Italian themes. This is an offshoot of the Cisalpine Republican flag established by the French Revolutionary Army under Napoleon, later forming the basis of the modern Italian state. The Iberian flags are also a great example. Both Portugal and Spain have held on to their charters from the imperial and colonial days. The flag of Portugal is easily one of my top 5 flag designs, as it combines a lesser armillary sphere with a beautiful bicolor design. This crest is a Republican crest, replacing the old charge of the Portuguese monarchy during the formation of the First Portuguese Republic. Advanced flag design, construction. With the basic rules of flag design out of the way, I want to get into construction, which is the most complex aspect of all vexillography. One disclaimer I will put here is that this is definitely the advanced section of the video. When designing fictional country flags, I wouldn't worry about construction until the absolute last step, when you are sure that you don't want to do any more changes to your flag design. Vexillographer, be warned. We are entering the hard mode of flag design. Explaining proportionality. As I mentioned earlier, flags can be flown in a variety of size and shapes, which means their designs cannot be expressed with absolute numbers. 10 inches here, 12 inches there. Rather, flag designs must be expressed through proportions. We must define the leading edge of the flag and base the entire flag design on divisions of that side. Let us construct a few flags together to help you understand the basics. Beginner. Construction of the flag of France. To explain the principle of construction, let's begin with something fairly simple: the flag of France. From a construction sheet, we read the following. The flag of France has 3 equal vertical bands of blue, white and red. Blue is flown on the hoist side, and the flag has a proportion of 2 to 3. First, we need to start with the proportion. The French flag's width is described as being 2 parts width to 3 parts length. This means that any size we pick for the width will have to be divided in 2, and the length is 3 times that size. Shown visually, it looks like this. For the purpose of this video, we will define the proportion as x. Let's take an arbitrary size 2x for flag width. Then we extend size x 3 times. The length of the flag is 3 units or 3x. As this is a simple palace design, we simply color each part in the colors described in the construction sheet, and we are done. That was easy. Let's make it a little harder. Intermediate. Construction of the flag of the Maldives. Alright, let's take it up a notch. The flag of the Maldives features a crescent emblem and border, making it more tricky to construct. Let's read the construction sheet. Red with a large green rectangle in the center bearing vertical white crescent. The closed side of the crescent is on the hoist side of the flag. Here, we need a more complex system of construction. Rather than a single X unit, the Maldives flag has to be divided into no less than 72 parts, which we will call 72x. The flag has a width of 48x to a length of 72x. To find the size of the green rectangle, we must take a margin of 12x along all 4 sides of the flag. The rectangle is 24x width to 48x length. Then it gets tricky, as we need to construct the crescent from offsetting circles. The first circle is centered in the green field by taking 30x and drawing a circle with radius 16x. The circle is 4x. The circle is placed with a 4x margin from top and bottom. The second circle has the same size but is offset to the fly side by 3x. We simply cut out the difference and voila, we have the flag of the Maldives. Advanced construction. The flag of South Africa. Woe to all adventure here. The flag of South Africa is brilliant and very difficult to construct, featuring a complex ball design and no less than 6 colors. Get ready for this book of a description. The flag has horizontal bands of red on the top and blue on the bottom, of equal width, separated by a central green band which splits into a horizontal Y shape, the arms of which end at the corners of the hoist side and follow the flag's diagonals. The Y embraces a black isosceles triangle from which the arms are separated by narrow yellow or gold bands. The red and blue bands are separated from the green band and its arms by narrow white stripes. The stripes at the fly end are in the 5-1-3-1-5 ratio. Oh my. As a quick recap, a pall is a Y-shaped pattern and fimbriation is an outline. The easiest way to construct this flag would be to lay down the pall and fimbriation first and then fill in the blanks. The width of the South African flag is 300x and the length is 450x. The pall splits in the length at 216x and width 150x. The fimbriation splits at 135x and 150x. The fimbriation has 36x width in the diagonal and 20x in the palace. The inner chevron is 150x centered on the width. Hoist side and its fimbriation is 24x. Putting these together, we have the pall and fimbriation locked in, and it becomes a matter of coloring the fimbriation and field correctly. Voila, the flag of South Africa. Fun fact about the flag of South Africa, it was designed by Frederick Brownell, who was born in the Orange Free State in 1940. He also designed the later flag of Namibia and is renowned for bringing the new anti-apartheid South Africa into the modern era with this brilliant national unity flag design. We have reached the end of our video, esteemed vexillographers. I hope this video was a solid introduction to the art of flag making for our newer members and a nice refresher for our returning fans. In the next chapter in this series, I will talk about resources and tools for flag making. Visit Flag Maker and Print if you would like to design and print your own custom country flags, and make sure to join our Discord to share stories of your fictional world and countries. Our Discord also hosts a monthly flag design competition, the winner of which gets a free printed copy of their winning design. Congratulations to February 2021's winner, Kara. If you have bug reports or feature suggestions for our online flag maker, don't hesitate to drop by. We are currently working on Flag Maker version 2.0, introducing a bunch of very interesting new features, such as the ability of having your flag printed as stickers, which will be free with any order. So you can order your flag and have your flag as a sticker for free with that order. We are also working on being able to generate your own propaganda posters featuring a hand-painted design by me and Seymour. Together, we will make Flag Maker and Print not just the best choice, but the vexillologist's choice. I will see you in the next video, vexillographers.